aviation design and healthcare both share similar objectives. Both industries use technology to improve efficiency in the operating room and in the cockpit, but they also both use that same technology to improve safety.
I believe that there are lessons from the aviation experience that might help in healthcare. For example, the ability to carry out a flight safely involves many different disciplines. Engineers, psychologists, pilots. In the same way, in medicine, we are learning to use teams more effectively, to listen to all who have questions or concerns.
One of the very important concepts to us at Boeing is called working together. And this is really a partnership of all the involved parties that are required to develop a good product. When I think about airplane design, I think of that partnership as the designers and the manufacturers, as the operator, our airline customer, and as the regulator in the United States, that would be the FAA, all working together to make sure that all sides of the equation are understood.
Safety is in our DNA. It's part of everything that we do. It's in the way that we design our airplanes, the way we certify airplanes, the way we build our airplanes. When I started in the aviation industry in 1978, the U.S. airline industry carried about 275 million people. Last year in 2011, we carried over 800 million people. So it's a threefold increase over that period of time. We've seen the accident rate come down almost 80% over that same time period.
One of the ways that we improve safety year after year is by looking at the biggest causes of accidents and trying to work at the things that create those accidents. Improving safety really starts with airplane design. We ask ourselves, have we learned from these accidents, and have we accounted for those accidents in the design of the new airplane?
As other industries look to automation to improve their processes and their safety and their efficiencies, they need to take a human-centered approach to designing their systems. Our approach to automation is such that it needs to be there as a tool for pilots to use, not as a substitute for pilot skills. Automation has to provide good information, not just data.
It's easy to put too much data on the display. You can fill screens with information. Is it useful? You've got to do an analysis of what the pilot task is, how the information is going to be used, probably simulate it and try it. What data does the pilot really have to have? How accessible does it have to be based on how is it going to be used?
We have a team of engineers that work with a team of pilots, and they develop intuitive interfaces so that the information that's presented to them is presented in a way that prioritizes the information, is intuitive, and is consistent across the entire flight deck.
The flight deck design needs to support everything that the pilot needs to get done in a flight to help them be more efficient, more safe, more aware of their surroundings. It's a complex environment.
One of the ways we've made significant advances in safety in aviation is by using checklists. I think of the first time I flew a Piper Cub, and there was I think about a 3 or 4 sentence checklist to get the airplane started and going. You advance to modern jets, and checklists can become very complex. Sorting out that complexity is extremely important in keeping the operation in the flight deck safe and efficient.
When I go talk to airline pilots, one of the first things they'll talk about, not knowing I was involved in the electronic checklist, is how much they like that. And I think the reason is simple. They find that it catches their mistakes. They find that they've made little errors here and there, and this checklist will pop up and catch that mistake in a very reliable fashion, and it makes them more confident flying the airplane.
It doesn't replace the crew. The crew could do that, but could they make the job any better? Absolutely not. The only thing they can do is not do it right. So this lets them do the job fast, concentrate on flying the airplane, which they need to be doing.
The impact of this lesson of how checklists can be used in a valuable way in flight deck design has now been applied to great value for both medical practitioners and patients. Their safety's improved, the efficiency of operations have been improved. Everybody's a winner.
Introducing new technology is often difficult. And when I look at the United States air transportation system, we've got a lot of pilots that are mid-career, and they've done things the same way for a very long time. These pilots like new safety features, We need to introduce them in a way that honors all their past training, but is also intuitive to them so it's easy to use.
That's really what this is all about, is we're dealing with humans, and we need them to get these jobs done with an almost perfect execution in order to be safe.
It's rooted in human factors and an intuitive interface. All the technology in the world isn't going to help you if it's not intuitive and if the end user can't use it.
And that's why I think looking at the experience of aviation, making important innovations with information technology in a culture of quality and safety is a very valuable source of lessons that can springboard electronic medical records design into the next generation.